I love X-Men.
I mean, what can I say? They're totally awesome. Cyclops, Wolverine, Nightcrawler, Colossus, Storm, Iceman, Jean Grey, Gambit, Beast, Banshee, Magic, Shadowcat, Magneto, Archangel, heck, even Jubilee. I love them all. Stan Lee is an absolute genius for coming up with the idea of people with superpowers being oppressed, and my man Chris Claremont is a genius for making that idea actually work. A metric ton of storytellers have tried to rip off, take inspiration from this idea to no avail. You just can't do X-Men quite as great as, well, X-Men. X-Men. So, because of my love for the tales of the Uncanny X-Men, I've decided to do my own entry in the One Excellent Scene series, where One Excellent Scene is a YouTube playlist similar to One Marvelous Scene, where we just choose one scene from the X-Men movies to talk about it. So I immediately got to work thinking about what scene I would do. Okay, so at hour 3 of intense brainstorming, I realized I had a crisis on my hands. Because I didn't want to do a scene that was taken. And also, I'm gonna be real here, no scene from the X-Men movies comes close to my love for the comics. That's not to say there aren't any good scenes, because there are some really, really incredible scenes throughout the series. However, I couldn't find one that just defined X-Men for me. Every now and then throughout the series, they do something really awesome, but it's soon undercut by being replaced in the next movie or becoming a deleted scene. What can I say? I like my X-Men Uncanny. However, I wouldn't let my inability to choose a scene stop me from doing this series like how it stopped me from doing One Marvelous Scene and Star Wars Defined. So I decided to bend the rules a bit because I found the perfect scene, but it wasn't from the movies. Rather, it's the opening scene of the critically acclaimed early 2000s X-Men cartoon, X-Men Evolution. I've actually been meaning to make a video on this scene for a while, and now seemed like the perfect time. X-Men Evolution came off the heels of the first X-Men movie, and had the difficult task of simply existing after the groundbreaking original X-Men cartoon, that told classic arcs, with the wrong team but whatever, and became the gold standard for superhero television. How could Evolution even try to compete with that? Well, they decided to open the series on a scene that defined the narrative conflict of the Uncanny X-Men in a way that no other scene had done before. See, there are three major players in this scene that characterize the major players of the narrative of the mutants. Duncan Matthews, the representative of the humans. Toad, the representation of the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. And Scott Summers as the representation of the X-Men, the Good Mutants. I just gotta
It's a Cyclops' car. Oh, yeah?
The truth is, Cyclops is such a fascinating character. He's at once a leader of a team and yet a lonely man, kind and defensive but with an intense anger depicted by his concussive beams. He also believes wholeheartedly in the cause of Professor Charles Xavier. At the end of the classic X-Men graphic novel, God Loves, Man Kills, Charles is about to join Magneto before Scott stops him, explaining to Professor X what the X-Men fight for. I swore long ago that I would see no more X-Men die. If Magneto's is the only means to that end, then so be it. I won't accept that, Charles. Granted, times are tough for us, and they'll probably get a lot worse. Granted, we could probably conquer the world, but the cost in blood would be staggering. But don't you see, either of you? We're human too. A different branch perhaps, but the same basic tree. Such a fundamental shift in attitude can't be imposed. To have any meaning, it must grow from within. You brought us together to fulfill a dream, Charles, one born out of hope and the noblest of human aspirations. And we've sweated and bled, and some of us have died to make it a reality. I'm not prepared to give up. The means are as important as the end. We have to do this right, or not at all. Anything less negates every belief we've ever had, every sacrifice we've ever made. Also, the use of Toad here is brilliant. Toad has always been a conniving fool of a mutant, highlighting the worst of mutant kind, using his powers for personal gain rather than the noble aspiration of the Xavier Institute. The scene starts with Duncan, the human delegate in this scenario, being praised for his awesome feats of football.
Blue 22! Blue 22! Hut! Hut!
Even Jean Grey loves him.
Hey, Gene. Did you get that for the yearbook?
No, this one's for my personal collection.
Duncan Matthews does it again, this time with a quarterback keeper. The Bayville Hawks seem to have this one wrapped up with time running out.
But trouble strikes when the football team sees Todd stealing wallets again. They decide to go after him.
Hey, look at that! Tulansky's at it again.
Oh, man, that's unbelievable.
Looks like the Hawks are a shoo-in for the playoffs.
Hey, Coach, could we be excused for a second? Yeah, just hustle back.
We're getting
This is gonna be
crank,
great.
man.
Oh man, my cash. Huh? Hey, check it. Looks like someone's taken up a collection.
Whoa, should we call the cops?
Hold that option open.
Duncan and his buddies corner Toad and threaten him with no end goal other than pain for the mutant.
Got another one.
Oh, hey, if it ain't Toady Tulansky picking up a little spare change.
Hi, Duncan. Look, I can explain.
Shut up, frog face.
But then Cyclops appears and tries to find a peaceful solution.
Let's crush him, Dunk! Let's not, Dunk. Just chill. The wallets are still there. How about we have him give back the cash? No harm done.
Yeah. See, here's the money.
What do you care about this scuzzo Summers?
Not much. But I'm not crazy about 3 against 1 either. So how about we settle this peacefully?
But they refuse to hear it. So Scott has to settle this another way.
I think me and my buds are gonna squash this slime ball, so you and your stupid sunglasses at night can just bail.
I said knock it off!
Hey!
He's getting away.
Toad gets away, but Duncan only tries to escalate the situation.
Big mistake, Summers!
Scott, no!
And pays the price.
Scott!
This sequence of events is the basis for almost every X-Men story. The evil mutants do something wrong, which leads to the humans against all mutants. The good mutants have to fight the evil mutants because they constantly ruin the image of mutanity and mutation. But simultaneously, they have to defend themselves from the prejudice of who they're fighting so hard not only to protect, but also to gain the respect of. This one scene in X-Men Evolution is incredible not only because it sets the status quo for the series, not only because it shows the conflict of the series, but because it teaches people the lesson of the entire X-Men story in 2 minutes and 55 seconds. You could literally just take this scene and enter it into a X-Men short film contest and win easily. We need to remember this scene, now especially, because if I'm being honest, I'm not really fond of the new direction of the X-Men comics, and I hope the MCU doesn't try to replicate it. In the new comics, everyone has given up seems to have given up on the original dream of Professor X and decided to be angry as a species alone on an island and hate humans. And I get it. Years of extreme prejudice will do that to a group of people, but I miss the old days where the weird stuff in the X-Men used to be fun adventures. Like going to space or fighting a were-dinosaur in the Savage Land. Or fight and lose to Magneto for the 50th time. I'll admit, the X-Men has always been political. I mean, look at God Loves, Man Kills. But even then, there was a glimmer of hope from Cyclops. The hope that in Xavier's mission to do what's right, despite the fact that others might not. The hope being that no outcast is alone. The hope that New Mutants might someday come out. So that's my one excellent scene. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for indulging my little tangent at the end there. I can understand fully if you love the new direction that X-Men is taking, but I guess it's just not for me. And hey, if you like this video and you want to get in on the fun, then by all means, make your own. And be sure to watch the others. The playlist is in the description below. I'm gonna be real, despite the fact that I didn't choose a Fox X-Men scene, I'm gonna miss those movies. I mean, I really am. I still got New Mutants to look forward to. I hope that if that's good, and dear God, please let it be good, that they can somehow find a way to put it into the MCU. Wouldn't that be cool for the first X-Men roster in the MCU to be the New Mutants? That'd be pretty uncanny if you ask me. I just winked but realized that you couldn't see it because this is an audio recording. But for real, MCU, get it right. That's all I gotta say. Again, thank you for watching my video. Thanks for, I loved being a part of this. This is fun. I wore my Cyclops visor the entire time while recording this. I just, yeah. Anyways, yeah. Oh, I almost forgot to ask you to subscribe. You don't have to, though. It's entirely okay if you don't want to. I completely get it. You know, I wouldn't want to, like, this is the only video of mine you've seen, and it's, yeah. I get it. At least leave a like if you liked the video. And, yeah. That's my awkward outro. I guess I'll see you guys on the flip side. Yeah!